You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Ling Ling Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Tricity. We back at it again. All right, so today we have the native UAD SSL 4000E along with the G Bus compressor. So this has been a long time coming for a lot of us that have Apollos or just own UAD plugins in general. These are finally native. So I went ahead and used these on a session. I'm gonna give you guys this recording template for free. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe. You can have the template. And I'm just gonna go ahead and play you guys a section of the song so that you can hear what the plugins sound like, and then we'll toggle them on and off. All right, here we go. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Ling Ling Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Arm and Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Ling Ling Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Arm and Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. All right, so it sounds pretty good. Now we're gonna turn off the EQ and the bus compressor. So this EQ is on my lead vocal bus, and then the bus compressor is on my mix bus. So now let's play it without it. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Ling Ling Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Arm and Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Ling Ling Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Arm and Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. All right, so you heard it was a dramatic difference without these plugins. The EQ basically added a little bit more presence to the vocal, got rid of a lot of the boxy and muddy tones. And just to show you guys the rest of the chain, I know some of you guys would like to know. So here we have the Fairchild UAD 670, and I have the input gain up to about 2. We have the threshold on about 7, and we're using the time constants of 1. And I have the output gain up turned up about 5 dB, and it's on 100%. All right, so very simple, nothing too crazy. Just want to do between like 1 and 3 dB of gain reduction. And then we have the de-esser here by Waves. Very simple. All right. So first we'll start out with what this EQ is doing. Basically here I have it on line. I don't want it on mic because that's going to boost the signal up too much, and I don't need it right now. So line is perfect. Now if you want to switch to mic, you can hit flip and it goes to mic. Now if mic gets too loud, you also have a 20 dB pad right here that can give you some headroom so you can drive the signal up and get a little bit of that saturation if you like. All right, or a lot of it. Now, also, when you switch to mic, you have this XFMR button here, and this gives you the characteristics as if the audio was going through the transformers and the circuitry in the actual hardware unit. You can turn this on and off, but it only turns on when you are on a mic. So if I click it, what you see is now it's like light gray. It's not on. If I click it, it's dark gray. That means it is on. But if I hit this flip, as you can see, it turns off because you can only use it with mic. Now, as we go down, we have your dynamic section. Here's the compressor, which I'm not really using, but your ratio is here. You have your threshold and your release. If you don't know or aren't familiar with how a compressor on an SSL channel strip works, it has an automatic makeup gain. So you don't have a makeup gain button or knob, sorry, a knob, it makes up the gain automatically. Down here we have the expander and gate. You can switch between expander. You have gate 1 and gate 2. I just have it on expander, and we're just cutting out just a little bit of the background noise. I don't need this to work extra hard because on my tune track here, which I'm printing, I also have a noise gate just to help get rid of the background noise. All right, and I have my threshold turned all the way down. We have the range turned at about like a medium range, and it, again, it's just to cut, just to catch a little bit of the background noise out, and then the release is still kind of fast, just so it's holding the gate open and closing it fast enough that the performance isn't affected. Here, you turn your dynamic section on with this knob right here, and then you have your expander knob. This turns on your expander, and then you have your compressor in, which would turn your compressor on. Down here, you have your high pass and low pass filters. You have a dynamic side chain if you wanted to side chain the signal going into the compressor. And then I have my pre dynamics button up because I want these filters to go before the dynamics. So I have my high pass filter on about, maybe I would guess somewhere between 80 and 100, because 120 is up here in the middle, but you can't see the number as you're um, dialing in the knob, which makes you use your ear. Then up here, you have your high frequencies, and I am boosting 8K at about 1.8 to 3 dB, somewhere between there. And you have this button here. Notice the high frequencies and low frequencies have this bell. If you click it, it turns this this frequency into a bell. When it's white like this and it's like kind of highlighted, this is a shelf. So you can switch between a bell and a shelf. All right, so by default it's on a shelf. Here we have your high mid frequencies, and I am taking out some at 4500, just about maybe 2 to 3 dB at 4500, just to get rid of a little bit of that harshness. And then I am cutting out some 300 at about 3 dB just to get rid of like the woo, like that sound. Then at your low frequencies, we're cutting everything below 300. And again, this is a shelf just to get rid of a little bit of that, just a little bit of rumble, a little bit of boxiness. It just kind of cuts a lot of that out. And we're not doing too much, just to 2 to 3 dB. Anything more I felt was too much for this particular situation. And then down here, you have your EQ in, and you have your dynamic side chain, as well as your pre dynamics. And I have it on pre dynamics because I want the filters and the EQ to go before the compressor and expander. Here you have your fader. Now, this fader not only affects the signal by reducing it or boosting it, this actually also adds saturation to whatever audio source is passing through it. So that's something to note. If you just want a clean signal adjustment, then just come down here to the output and you can turn it down or turn it up to whatever your liking is. All right. So that's just enough of what the EQ is doing, not doing too much. And then if we come here to this compressor, again, only we're only getting about one, I'm sorry, not boosting, one, like 1 or 2 dB of gain reduction. So I'm going to set this back to like default and just show you guys what I'm doing with this. All right, yeah, 2, and then all of this is like that. So by default, it will look like this. I'm doing a slow attack so that not too much of the bass is getting compressed. So it still lets the bass through. And then I had a medium release just so it's kind of making everything tight. But if you want the Dr. Dre setting, you can drag it all the way down here. All right, so we'll start right here, and then we'll see if I want to drag this down, and then we'll affect the threshold to see when we start getting the amount of gain reduction we want, and then we'll start to add makeup gain. So let's go. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Lean Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Armin Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Lean Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Armin Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Lean Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Armin Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Lean Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Armin Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust. All right, so hopefully you paid attention to what I was doing. Now, when I had a fast release, you heard it clamp down on the transient super quick, and it kind of sucked the life out of the song. Pause. You can never be too sure these days, but it just kind of completely killed the life. And as the release was slower, it was holding down and clamping on the signal lower. Sorry, longer, making it difficult for the compressor to go back to zero and let the next set of transients come in. So as I put the settings here, it just kind of clamped on the transients as I wanted it to, as well as let them go so the next set of transients could come through without destroying the vibe of the song. And here with the threshold, I just kind of adjusted this until I seen the needle move to where I wanted it to, and then we just kind of boost up the makeup gain to a uh, to compensate for what was lost from compression, the compression. All right, now also here with the ratio, when I had it on two, it kind of was compressing too much. Four did the trick for me, so four worked better in this case, but you can always adjust. Now, if you was to put this up to like 10, this would more so make this act like a limiter. So that's something to note. If you're wanting to use this to more like almost like a limiter, then you would put it on 10, which is a higher ratio. But I'm going to leave it on four because I like how that is. Now, also, you have this side chain, and if you have a track that has too much bass, then you can kind of use the side chain filter, and I think it goes up to 500. That way, whatever you set it, any frequency lower than where you have this set isn't getting compressed, and it stops the compressor from having to work so hard. So let's try using the sidechain filter and see what it does. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Lean Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Armin Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. You don't know me like that, you don't know my past, you don't know my struggle. I'm from Atlanta, catch you lacking, they gon' bust you. That's worth the Lean Wayne and Metro, we don't trust you. Like Armin Hammer, what I got came out the muscle. All right, so you should notice that when I moved this sidechain filter up to about here, there was no compression happening. All right, so again, this is a cool trick if you just want to make sure you're not over compressing or you don't want one specific low signal to be driving the compressor super crazy. Use your sidechain filter. You also have a mix knob, so you can kind of do parallel compression on the track if you would like to. I'm not going to do that for this video because it's on my mix bus. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. And again, this template will be for free. I'm out.